Today I'm talking about analog horror entities you cannot survive against. And then I'll rank them from least powerful to most powerful at the end of the video. Let's start! First up, I want to talk about the serial skinner. And oh boy, you're not surviving him. I bet you guys know who 14 is. You know, the FBI, the guy who likes eating skin. Seriously, his most iconic line is, "Yay, now I can go back to eat people's skin." What if we took the comedy in him and turned him into a analog horror monster? Well, that's how we get Serial Skinner. 14. This guy basically turned 14 into a monster, and he is out to kill ya. Also, if you remember back to BFDI, 14's definitely the cunning opponent. He managed to trick everyone to think that he split himself to 2 sevens, even though he did, but they tricked him to think it was the right 7. Also, they managed to trick her too because how good of a guy they are. And in this place, they mutilate 10 and then come back to kill him. Oh, also, yeah, he's been killing people for a while. If he managed to get with all of this, how do you think he can't get away with killing you? It would only be a matter of time. If you're investigating him, I bet he'd come in for ya. And basically, you're dealing with this guy. He managed to defeat 2 without any real help. And if you remember back to Teapot, 2 is extremely powerful. I think they're even more powerful than 4. Like, seriously, look what he's gonna do right now. Wait for it. Yep, he did that. And 14 beated him with a knife. And then, after they beat it 2, they got 2's powers. Yes, they got 2's powers now. That's another reason why you're not gonna survive them. And I know a flamethrower beat them, but we have to remember, seriously, I think a flamethrower is the only thing that can beat him. And also, now he has 2's powers, so I don't think a flamethrower can beat him anymore. And I know that 4 killed him, but I have a question for you. Are you as powerful as 4? Absolutely not. You're a basic human and you're dealing with something that managed to defeat 2 while they weren't even that powerful, and now they have 2's powers. What are you gonna do? So at the end of this session, you're not surviving Serial Skinner. Next up, we're talking about the Mimic from Vienna Carnis. First of all, it literally, like here's what you do in a Mimic encounter. That literally is what they said. So, basically by that's a quick reason why you're not going to survive him. Also, oh yeah, I can't forget, if it doesn't want to be seen by you that easily, it will hide in your furniture! Also, this thing is a threat to all humankind, and nothing's being done about it. Sure, you can lock your doors, but you'll find a way to get in. You can hide in your basement, and he will find you. Try to hide anywhere, he's gonna get you. Do you think you can survive this thing? Absolutely not. You're not surviving it. You cannot tell me you can survive in the comments. How would you survive it? Also, apparently these things are fast, and the more people they eat, the more human they look. So in this world, you could see a mimic and you wouldn't know. And that means you could be targeted by the mimic, and that means you'll be killed. And when you think it's just a normal human, it's just a mimic. You're not surviving him. Tell me how you would survive him. Oh yeah, you're right. You can't! You can't! Next up, we have the Obelisk of Enlightenment. That's a hard name to say. This guy actually was made by the same person who made the boiled one, and oh boy, you're not gonna survive him. Basically, these guys have all the knowledge in the universe, but the knowledge is too much to handle, and if they don't spread it out, they will explode. But they will send it out to different people. But if the people couldn't handle all of the knowledge too much, they will also explode. Okay. But if they end up handling the thing, you will become a part of them. And it's not like you can not listen to them when it's making you listen to it. I'm pretty sure you can not stop listening. So that means you're gonna die. Headphones could definitely not work against it, and how are you going to defeat it when it's literally, I think, like, probably invincible? Like, you could die, I think it can die of old age, but you cannot beat it, because how would you beat it? You're gonna die if it chooses you to show you all its knowledge anyway. So you can either have your head explode, become one with this thing, or just end your life right there and there. And that's why you're not going to survive him. That was a fast explanation of why you're not going to survive him. Next up, we have the Headless Macarism. Or Macarism, I don't know. Basically, yeah, these are the entities that are in it. And if you get in here, I am sorry to say, but you are going to die. Basically, this place is like a garbage can for all the unwanted bad items. And yeah. And humans also include with that. Also, if you touch these things, you're dead. Like, sure, you think you can defeat them by not touching them, but if I'm talking about, like, when you do touch them, if you can beat them, flip no. Flippin' the no. Not even a chance. Also, do you think you can beat an entire dimension? If so, how dumb are you? Like, seriously, I have to say that. If you can't beat the Nether in Minecraft, okay, you can't beat the entire dimension. Sure, you can beat their mobs, but you can't defeat the entire dimension. But the difference here is that you can't beat these things. Also, people forget that you even exist here when, you know, you're in here. So, everyone, now we know. You're not beating these things. And if these guys put your head on, they can go back to reality. And I bet normal people can still not beat this thing. And so, well, you can beat it when it's not in its reality, but you can't beat it when it is in its reality. So you're not beating the Headless Macarism. Next up, I'm talking about one that could go both ways for two people. That being the Joy. In my mind, Infection AUs are kind of like Animal Core, which is why I'm including the Joy here. It's actually based on the Amazing World of Gumball episode. And basically, no one survived that one. So it should be on this list. Sure, I know these guys seem like they can be beaten. Like, seriously, it seems like the bat that forgot what their name was, that they used here defeated this thing, but later we find out this. Just look at this. Look what he's gonna do. And look who's back. Yeah, that's the reason why you're not surviving it. They can regen. You can beat the thing that can cause this, which is a wonder hook, by just having the person who wants to give it to you not give it to you. That easy. But the joint infection itself, you cannot beat it. Unless you're that orange guy. Because they just don't want him. Like in the OGB episode. Because maybe it's like that. I don't know. But as you can see, you're not surviving this. Well, you cannot beat it. Like, some characters can survive it. But if you want to fight against the gumball thing, have a nice grave. Or if you get bitten by it, it's just game over for you. So, after all this, you cannot survive this thing, or beat it. I'm mainly talking about this one in this case. Next up, we have Prehistoric Emergence Part 2 entities. Well, entity, because I'm only talking about one entity today. That being a snake. You might think, oh, I can be a snake. Oh, really? Then, well, can you beat a snake that's Great Devour size? Titanoboa is the one we're talking about. Sure, it's not as big as the Great Devourer, but it's still huge. It's a giant snake. Like, BMA said it, but this thing's even scarier than the dinosaurs. Sure, I know we have tanks, but you're not surviving this thing. Look, it has to be really powerful if it literally has a newscast warning about it. And if you don't, like, seriously, what stops it from going to our cities? It's going to catch us eventually. So, call the military if you can do it. Or maybe if the military can't do anything, we're dead. So, you're not surviving the Titanoboa. Good luck. Okay, now let's rank them. In last place we have Viracarnus Mimic. Yes, he is last place. Look, even though he is strong, I feel like he's not as powerful as everyone else on here. Like, everyone else on this list could definitely beat them, but you can definitely not beat them. But he's still in last place. Next up we have the Titanoboa. The reason why he's this low too after the Mimic is because I'm pretty sure the other ones could still beat them, but they are not really weak. They could still absolutely destroy you. Next up we have the Obelisk of Enlightenment. Like, these guys have a really big disadvantage. They definitely can't spread as good. Also, they are really slow. I didn't mention that, but they literally takes like a couple of years for them to even move. Next up, we have the Joy. The reason why it's right here, it's definitely move faster than the Obelisk. But there was one thing I forgot to say about this. They are trapped in a schoolhouse, and I'm pretty sure the last two could definitely beat them. Next up, in second place, we have Serial Skinner. Like, he got 2's powers, and 2's really powerful. Also, they beat it to without any help and just a knife. Yeah. So yeah, he's even worse now. Next, and in first place, is the Headless Dimension. Are you even surprised? It's a freaking dimension. Of course it's in first place. None of these characters could beat a freaking dimension. Seriously. How can you guys beat a dimension? You can't. So, the winner of the most powerful one in this video is these guys. Is this dimension and the guys in them. Yay! Thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out!